Welcome, Alex and Nicole, and welcome to my dear Topis. Uh, this is my team, my community, my tribe, and so we have big dreams. We believe that when you think big, life becomes easy. We want to create magic. So you're going to hear our story, for the first 10, 15 minutes, so that way you get to know us a little bit. And then when you're talking to us, you will have a little more, you'll feel a little more comfortable talking with us. Okay. So with that, I'm going to ask Abhi and Tarun to start, telling our story.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Greetings, everyone. I am Abhinavashri. Welcome, Alex and Nicole. Stop time. You are here to experience our story, a powerful story of hope, dreams, and more. A story of revolution and evolution through the past six years. Have you ever pondered the idea of creating a university or building a city? It requires the right mindset, a passionate heart, dedicated effort, and the passage of time to bring everything together. Today, we will showcase how we built this platform, how we transition from being a student to leader, and how we are envisioning our future with even grander ideas. We present to you a syllabus for life.
I am Tarun. Welcome to Thop World. Thop words map to make a difference. We have a ritual in our group to start any interaction with our inspiring invocation because we believe interactions can make miracles happen. So, sorry. So, interaction must take place in an inspired state. Yes. Just close your eyes and tune into our invocation. This is who we are. We are a team, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by arts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. We can do it, we will do it. Let us not hope for the best. Let us be the best. This is who we are. Yes, please open your eyes. This is who we are. The words in the invocation are not just words, but the energy of enthusiastic young women and men streamlined into words. We are the leaders beyond our own imagination. This invocation summarizes our lifestyle. This is an invocation written by our own hands. I repeat, this invocation has been written by our own hands. This is our gift to the world to lead happy and inspiring life.
Thop started as a platform to fulfill young dreams. 6 years ago, an alumnus of Usmania University named Shravan Tedla, an non-resident Indian settled in the US, came down to give a talk to the students. There, he introduced this concept of retiring early by becoming financially independent by the age of 31. That is where it all started. From small beginnings, bigger ideas evolved into incredible teams. Long story short, here we are as an incredible student supporting platform before you to introduce Top Lifestyle, which is currently expanding its wings to assist many students with their bigger goals. We have to follow the culture and question the tradition. Yes, that is exactly what we did. By questioning, we evolve, we grow, and come up with revolutionary ideas. Now, how did we build this culture? With our top values and top mindset. How did we build this mindset?
Interactions keep our ideas alive. Interactions make miracles happen. Yes, they really do. We witnessed the power of interactions and have overcome our mental blocks, unconscious bias, our fears, and are able to see the world through various perspectives and with less judgment. We interacted for over 3 lakh hours in the last 6 years. Can you believe that? Our obsession talks, Thop talks, transition events are spaces for us to talk, and talk. And all of the unwiring started taking place in our minds, which is causing us to dream bigger and bigger. ECell meaning entrepreneurship cell. We started out at OUCT as an entrepreneurship cell with a disruptive thought process and culture. Then we created our own brand called Thop, calling ourselves Thop ECell. Over the years, we realized how the many conversations we have and way beyond just how normal college ECell operates. They're about life, how we design our lives, how we come up with a better ways to lead our lives. They are about how we build artful connections, friendships, marriage, money, self-love, education system, and so much. So now we feel our team needs a brand, a new name representing the exponential growth of our confidence levels and the expanded scope of our operation. Thus, introducing drum rolls, the top force. Cause we are a part of the home of life, home of happiness, home of beauty, home of abundance. Topers is a lifestyle platform, and if you are imagining how are we going to do this, here our revolutionary platforms. Please look at it.
Look at the many platforms we are working on. Yes, it will take time, many years, for this platform to be relevant. This is where our top culture comes in, our infinite mindset, which asks us to keep taking actions, be disruptive, and think out of the box. When a powerful team with an incredible culture comes together with an enchanting vision to shape their lives and society, magic happens, right? So look at some of our ideas like Top Matrimony, Top Modeling Company. These are not generally acknowledged by communities or educational institutions, but do play a vital role in our lives. Top Consulting Company. We look at others for internships. We look at others for projects. Who are these others? It is companies, organizations, communities, or in short groups of people who want to add value to the society. Why should we look for others for internships and projects? Can't we create these internships and projects for ourselves? Yes, we can. Our goal is to create jobs and internships for every top. We will also work on moonshot ideas. These are so called crazy ideas, impossible ideas. In in 2000, if you said video conference was possible, people would have said that you are crazy. If you said that we will be banking, talking for free, you would have definitely been branded as crazy. Look at it now. Doing video conference, banking, and more using phone is considered normal. Uh, is it possible to make moonshot ideas normal? We think so. It is time. It is teamwork. That's all. We are putting together the smart people, the caring people, the people who are willing to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 14 years. We call this team the masterminds. mastermind teams. The smallest mastermind team is a husband and wife team. Just two-member mastermind team can do miracles. Think about 5 or 7 member mastermind team. What can you accomplish?
Yes. Gratitude has a special place in our art. We have presented this incredible our story to you, but we are grateful for the man behind this. He is not a 50-year-old uncle, but a man from future who have came into our lives 6 years ago and took a stand to make our lives better. Has been working 24 by 7 and 365 days. A year for the last 6 years on how to increase our confidence and make us see the beauty of life. Words fall short to express our deep gratitude to our dear mentor, a fatherly figure for all of us, Mr. Shravan Tetla, who lives in Colorado Springs with his lovely family. He need not to have to do all this and have an amazing life, but he has a different definition to amazing and finding happiness in all of our growth and happiness. He always stays in the background and makes us run forward, and he never sees for credit. But the biggest credit we can give to him is our growth and inspiring others with our growth. Thank you so much, Shravan sir. Yeah, and finally, this is who we are. This is our journey. Life is not so hard for those who believe in their potential and think differently. When we have bigger goal, how can we petty problems even bother us? That's the secret of our growth. It all starts with that one step towards change. Do not think about anything, just dream big and work towards it. If you fall, it's okay. If you succeed, it's well and good. But don't forget to embrace the journey and don't miss out the magic of life. A bunch of excited students with about 20 mentors were able to create this whole world of miracles just in 6 years. Now imagine what's going to be possible 20 years from now. Imagine what if many in the greater part of society take this revolutionary spirit and work on becoming their best versions. Isn't what all we want? Yes, you too can create Maro Prapancham just like us. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hello,
Tarun. And
I just wanted to translate Shravan. Can I? Yeah. Maru
yeah,
Prapancham in Telugu means a new world or a better world. So that is the target of the first global family. Thank you.
thank you, Shalija, for saying that. Thank you, Tarun and Abhi. Well done to tell our story. So, Alex and Nicole, um, you know, it's you can get up and say, "Hey, I want to get a job." That's like that's what we do, right? But can we create a new world? Can we create a world of our dreams? And we think we can. And when you look at a city like Colorado Springs, when you go back to 1800s, there was one shop here. That's it. There was not even a house. There were no houses and everything. And now look at it, how big it is. Within couple of 200 years, you created a city. So cities are possible. If you look at the university, there was no university about 50, 60 years ago. But now there is a couple of universities in Colorado Springs. So all these are possible. These are only matter of time. So that's what we are trying to do, is telling all of these young people, and telling myself too, by the way. When I'm telling them, I'm telling myself too, saying that, hey, believe in these bigger goals, believe in these bigger ideals. So thank you for listening. What did you think about what you heard? Alex and Nicole, one of you go.
Okay. Absolutely correct. I believe that life is what you make it, and if you want something, the only way you can get it is by working after it. Nothing's getting handed to you. Nothing comes easy. So if you want to do something and you want to make crazy dreams a reality, you have to put in crazy amount of work to make it happen. And so I agree with everything that you guys said. That that's that's exactly how you have to think about it in order to do anything big.
Thank you, Alex. Nicole?
I agree with everything that you're saying. I think it's awesome that you're trying to push other people to dream big and not give up, because it's easy to just get discouraged when things don't work out. And we've had that happen before. And he just always kept pushing. And even if it was trying something new, he always he always went forward with it and worked really hard. And I think as long as you do that and you keep dreaming big, then you can be successful.
Yeah, I'm somebody who I sometimes have too much confidence in myself, which is a good thing. But I believe I can do anything, even if I don't know what I'm doing. And so I have pivoted. I've changed what I'm doing and how I'm doing it too many times. I guess not too many times, but a lot. About every year, I've changed how I'm attacking a situation or what that situation is. But that's absolutely the truth.
Very nice. Thank you, Alex and Nicole. First of all, one thing, Alex, there is no such thing called too much confidence. So, you're doing good. And so Alex and Nicole are my tenants. And, they're just very young people, 30 and 29, that's it. And the amount of life experiences they gained by trying many things really impressed me. And I know it sounds silly, but paying rent on time is something people don't do. And Alex and Nicole have paid rent on time the entire, how long? You have stayed more than a year, right?
Yep,
Alex?
almost a year and a half.
Year and a half. They paid on time, which is huge, actually. So thank you for doing that. And so I wanted, I really never talked to Alex and Nicole until last week. And we had like few little bit of conversations, but we never really talked. And then I was like, I was thinking, my God, the way both of them think, I just loved it. So I'm going to start off with one. I'm going to, we are going to go randomly with questions. I hope you're okay with it.
Yeah.
So first of all, congratulations, Alex and Nicole, for expecting your first baby.
Thank you.
And so Alex and Nicole have decided to go back to being closer to their family. So they are going to be about an hour away from their family members, parents, siblings. So that is not a common decision that people make. At least I have not seen it. So can you tell us why did you feel like, that you want to, leave, you have something good going on in Colorado Springs. You started your business, everything is going well. You have been here for 1.5 years. You've been thinking about buying a house. And now you are putting all of that away and going to stay closer to your parents and siblings, your family. So tell me why that is, if you don't mind.
You want to take that?
Well, I think before we even moved here, we were in Kansas before. Before we even moved here, it was a hard decision to even come, because we love being by family and we love just having that time with them. But then we also love the lifestyle that Colorado offers, and just being able to be outside and, just enjoy nature. We're not really necessarily city people, but love the other parts of Colorado. So that was a big decision to come out here. And then we came out and got pregnant. And then I think we felt like it was time to be close to family. And we have so many nieces and nephews that are back there, and just the fact that our daughter will be able to be with her cousins and, knowing her grandparents and aunt and uncles, we really value that and are just prioritizing family over that lifestyle now.
Yep. Yeah, I would say that's the one thing that's what brought us to Colorado, and that's what's bringing us out of Colorado, is priorities. We when my business failed with COVID and I had to shut my business down, we moved from Denver back to Kansas City, which is where I'm originally from, Kansas. And, that was really hard, but we thought that was the right move because we really, when my business failed, it was really hard on both of us. And so we wanted to be around our support group, which was our family, and be around the people that we care about. And so we made the decision to move. And I think both of us, the moment we crossed the border leaving Colorado, it was like, oh, is this the right move? Family is priority, and it always has been our priority, but so is our sense of adventure and our sense of doing fun things and having our own life and not just centered around the family. So we went back. We actually lived there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Around my family, and we made the move like, hey, family's great, but we want adventure. We want to go see the world. And so we came back to Colorado, and I actually had another business where the same business I had it was kind of like Colorado Springs right it is now. I was just I really had created something, and I was getting a lot of word of mouth, and my business was doing good, and we said, let's pack it up and go. So we came here. And I think we have a helicopter mentality is what I consider it, but you can pick us up, drop us off anywhere in the world, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to find a way to do what needs to be done to live the life we want to live. And so we came here, we made it happen, and we've loved our time here. But yeah, once we knew that we had a baby girl on the way, we thought, we want her to know her family, not know of her family. And I think that was the big thing. Again, priorities. We sat down and we said, what's really the priority here? And once we have a kid, it's the kid's a priority. And so we made the decision to move back close to family.
Wow. Oh my God. Very well said, Alex. Oh my God. I really loved what you said about priorities. Priorities are making decisions for you. This is your priority. So you're making a decision based on priority. Very well said. In one single word, you explain, how one can make decisions. Well said. So
one thing we did is we wrote down our core values as a couple. We wrote down what are our main core values that we have. And we listed those out in order almost, and then we use those core values to determine our priorities. And our priorities, they changed. I think once we came up with our core values and we figured out what is our core values, I think that changed where our priorities were, or at least it made our priorities more along the lines of where they should be, not what we wanted them to be. And so that core values is a big reason why we're able to make a confident decision and be happy with it.
What, if you don't mind, again, what are the core values for you guys?
Trust, accountability, communication,
Family.
I have it written down. We have it written down on a piece of paper in our bathroom, so we see it every day. But I can't remember it all on top of my head.
So
but
you
trust,
have written that down,
are the biggest
and
three.
you have written that down, and you posted it in your bathroom.
Yep. It's right by the mirror, so we see it every day.
Wow. This is something. Oh, this is something I did a lot. I still do it. Is when I say something this is important to me, it's like it's everywhere. It will be my screenshot. It will be it will be on the wall. It's everywhere. So
I'm a firm believer of manifesting. If there's something you want and there's something that you really want, You can't just want it. You have to see it. You have to believe it. You have to write down steps in order to attainable steps in order to get to it, and you have to look at it every day. So Nicole just went to grab it. These are it's probably all backwards. These are our core values: trust, love, accountability, communication, compromise, understanding, growth, giving 100%, and family.
Wow, I love it. This is beautiful. See, I knew, I knew you guys were special. I didn't know all these things, but I just knew, I felt it all along this 1.5 years. And, when I talked to you, when you said to me that you're going back to be with your family, I was like, they are different. How did they make this decision? I wanted to know. So tell me, if you, again, can you tell your life in where you grew up in Kansas? What place? Is it in Kansas City, or is it away from Kansas City?
It's now part of the Kansas City metro, but growing up, it was basically a little farm town outside of the Kansas City metro. So I wouldn't necessarily say farm town, but it was we had less than 5,000 people in the whole town.
Less than 5,000 people.
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's part of the Kansas City metro, and I think there's 28,000 now, but it's a suburb now.
It's a suburb. Okay. So while you're growing up, your particular piece of town you would say has around 5,000 people.
Yep.
Okay. So what was the lifestyle like? What is that you did from morning to evening growing up?
You found ways to have fun. If you, it might be a stick on the side of the road, or it might be just riding bikes. But there was no restaurants or movie theaters, or there was nothing to go do. So we'd ride bikes around town, and we'd probably get in more trouble than we should have. And we were kids, and just found ways to have fun, whether we played soldiers or cops and robbers, or we'd jump on trampolines, or just ride bikes back and forth across town because there was nothing else to do. But that was really my childhood was mostly spent, catching tons of crawdads and fish and frogs, and if it moved, me and my friends would catch it, and that's what we did. Found adventure.
Nice. What about you, Nicole?
So I grew up in Iowa. My hometown's probably about 25,000 people, and it's still about the same size. And that's kind of the biggest town for an hour and a half. I grew up in a very similar way. I think I wasn't necessarily catching animals, but playing outside with friends, and I had 4 siblings and got along with them pretty well too. And I grew up out in the country. It wasn't a farm, but out on an acreage. So we had horses and cats and dogs. So we just played outside all the time. And it was just kind of a slow pace of life, but very enjoyable.
Wow. Isn't it cold there in Iowa and Kansas?
Yeah, a lot colder in Iowa than Kansas.
Yeah, from her town in Iowa to my town in Kansas City, there's usually like a 25-30 degree change in weather in the winter, at least.
Oh my God.
Kansas is very mild, whereas Iowa is like the tundra, the frozen tundra. It is cold.
So how about Kansas City weather and Colorado Springs weather?
They're very similar in temperature, but Colorado as a whole gets a lot more sun just because you have more days without clouds. And so the weather here is a lot happier, I guess is the way. You just feel good all the time because there's blue skies. In Kansas, the temperature is about the same, but it's usually pretty gloomy and cloudy all winter long.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice. What about studies? What did you guys think about, like, you had to go to school, right? What is it mandatory to go to school? I think it is mandatory in US to go to school.
Yep. You're required some sort of education. Homeschooling counts, but you are required education from kindergarten, which is what, 8 years old? 5 years old? No, I'm off. From like 5 years old until 18, through high school, that is required. And then obviously college is whatever you want to do. But I think the education system, at least where I grew up, I had phenomenal teachers. I had really good teachers, at least multiple that I can think of that really changed me. At the same time as the education system is very flawed. It's all about testing. It's all about can you do the work, not do you know the work. And for me, I always had terrible grades because I did not do homework. I had other things to do when I got out of school. So I did not do homework, but I would always, pass my test. And so my grades were usually pretty bad because of homework. But I knew the information, and that was kind of where I think the school system, at least where I was very flawed. Is it's all about doing the work, even if you know it. I guess that's a good thing.
No, well said. It's you said not about doing the work, but knowing the work. That's what you said, right?
Well, no, I think the school system is about doing it, not knowing it. Whereas, like, even if you fail a test, if you did all your homework, you'll still pass the class. But that doesn't mean you actually learned it. That just means you had help, or you Googled it, or you did something to get your homework done. So.
Yes. When Sidhu was going to college, he was like saying, "Daddy, I just hate school. How do you expect me to go through this college and everything?" I said, college is not about education. It's about making money. Everyone, the teachers, the administration system, everything is about trying to make money. So I know how the system works. If you just do your homework, you'll get a B, and B is good enough. Don't worry about anything else. So figure out a way to use Google to do your homework, and don't need to worry about knowing anything. Don't need to worry about really impress. And he's like, "You're okay with that?" I said, "Like, yeah, I'm okay with that. It's getting a degree. That's all it is. So go and do it." So, so if you understand how the system works, you can just do it. So that's what we did. So you are right. And so we always believed that the school system was corrupt, actually. And so, it's okay. So
I don't think it's fair. I don't think the school system reflects life. There's no time in life that you are only with people your same age. Life is all about different ages and different cultures and different and taking all these different things and putting them together. And school is just a place, I think, where it's about system, and it's about, there's a lot of good things that come with having a system and things like that, but it's not real world.
What I was told when I was young, when I was in my 12th grade, actually, the teacher said, school is a idealized form of life, not the real form of life, an idealized form of life, where in life you don't know when a problem comes. In school, you know exactly when the exam day is, when the problem comes. So if you cannot even handle a idealized form of life, how do you expect to handle a real form of life? So he used to say, just get at least B's and A. You should be able to get B's in an idealized form of life.
Yeah.
So I thought that was nice of him to say say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you handle, Nicole, your school and everything?
I think I did it because I had to, and I wanted to go to school, go to college, At least I thought I did. And then went to college and just, I was kind of the same as your son. Like I didn't want to do it. And at the time I didn't really have a great goal, and I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with it. So I think that also kind of played into all of that. I wasn't motivated. Yeah. And then we met in college, and we were both planning to go to a 4-year university, and then got married, and, we're young and quit going to school, and we're like, we'll go back to school later, and never went back to school, but that's okay. And that was kind of what we needed. And I fell into a job that I loved, and he started his own businesses. So I think school can be a great benefit, but not necessarily for everyone.
Yep. I personally, I only went to school because I was in athletics and I wrestled in college. I always knew since I was a little kid that I didn't do well with authority, and no one can tell me better than I can tell myself, kind of thing. And so I always knew since I was a little kid that I was going to have my own business and do my own thing. And so for me, college was a way to continue wrestling. I didn't really care. I learned a lot, but I didn't really care about what I was learning because I knew that I was going to go open my own business, and a degree didn't make it possible or impossible. It just was more money to spend, in a sense, more time before I made it happen. And so for me, I didn't do school for school. I did it for sports. And I think that that's why when we had, after 2 years, we both dropped out of college, because that wasn't, for us at least, that's not where our priorities were.
Nice. So I have 2 questions. So you can answer them in any order you want. One first question is, how do you plan to raise your daughter? Second is, I want to hear about your businesses.
You talk about a daughter first.
I think that's a hard question to answer. I think we're going to learn a lot as she's growing, and just, as she's getting older, but we want to have very open communication with her, and teach her from the moment that she's able to start learning. And yeah, the core values, all of that. And especially be with family. I think I'm a little overwhelmed with the feeling of all of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna raise our daughter and any future kids we have with, an understanding that there's so much out there and there's so much to learn. And you can go pick up a rock and go learn. You can go walk out in the woods and go learn. It's always learning and always growing. And there's never a time that you can't be growing and be learning. And that's something, whether our girl wants to do makeup and modeling, or whether she wants to grab a fishing pole and go out and camping. It's just giving her the opportunity to be herself and to find what she enjoys and what she likes, and let her dive into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Do you want to tell me the next question is about your businesses, how you got started in your businesses, and when you failed, based upon what you said, you failed once or twice?
I have failed multiple times. I have failed a lot, but I just keep trying. So my first business, when I left college, I got into a marketing firm. It was kind of a multi-level marketing, but I was selling direct TV out of Walmarts and other grocery stores, and I would stand there at my table, and every person that walked by, I'd say, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And everyone would cuss me out and tell me no, and all this stuff. But I got good at it. I found ways to get people's attention, and so I actually opened up, or was opening up, my own branch of that company. And I had a couple guys who were working for me, and I just, that was kind of more of a, I learned not to do business with people that you wouldn't let watch your dog. Like if I don't trust this person and value, oh, are we still there?
Yes, yes. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Our internet kind of went out for a second, it seems. So I was in business with people who I shouldn't have been in business with. And so that was my first failure, was I believed everything people would tell me. And so that business failed with just some shady things that happened. And so then, you know, it failed, and
So did you,
not much there.
uh, Alex, did you
Yep.
have to pay any royalty or anything like that, or some kind of a money for trying to sell direct TV for getting
Um,
that business?
No, I didn't have any sort of royalty, but what my problem was is I didn't read the contract that I signed with the company. And the contract said that they owned the primary rights to my bank account. So when I was, you know, me and my team, we were doing awesome, and we were putting all this money into the bank account and ready to open up more stores. The company took all the money out of my account because I was getting too big too fast, and the person who was making money off of my company was about to stop making money because I was getting bigger than he was. And so it's kind of like, if I grew my company larger than his, he would no longer make the royalties on my sales, which was a very small amount, but you know, with quantity came a lot of money. And so they ended up just draining my bank account, and that was the end of it. When I found out that happened, I just said, I'm done. I'm hands off. I'm no longer interested in being part of that company at that point. So that was a big learning lesson of just read the fine print and know what you're getting into and know who you're getting in bed with before you sign a contract.
Wow. So how much did you lose at the time?
I don't know, not that much. Maybe 10,000 at most. You know, it
A lot for at that age.
it was a lot for, you know, we were
It was
21.
9
Were you
years.
married at the time?
Yeah, we were married. We got married at 21. So I think I was 21. So I think I was still 21 when that happened. So
Okay.
so that business failed. And then I said, I'm done with that, not interested. So we moved after that. We moved to back to Kansas City. We were in Des Moines, Iowa at the time. And so we moved back to Kansas City, and I opened up a youth wrestling club. So ages 6 through 18, we had over 100 kids, and I coached wrestling, and I you know, that was awesome, and that actually did very well. But we decided, after 1 year of being there, we decided that we wanted to be in Colorado, and the mountains were calling. And so I handed that wrestling club off to one of my friends who was one of the coaches, and then we moved out to Colorado. And then getting here to Colorado, I worked a couple different jobs. You know, Colorado is expensive to live. And so I found that none of these jobs were paying enough for us to live the life we wanted to live. And honestly, weren't really even paying our bills. We were getting behind on our bills. It wasn't working. And so I stepped back and I looked at the market, and I looked at what is, without a degree, without university degree, what is a business that I can get into, and where is their demand? And I looked at moving. In Denver, over 3 million people moved to the city in 1 year. And that was moving from out of state to the city. That's not including all the other people who were moving from house to house. And so I thought, well, great, let's open a moving company. I was not interested in a moving company. It is not something that gave me value, but I did need to pay bills, and I wanted to work for myself. And so I opened up a moving company, and that it went very well for a while. I ended up getting 15 employees. I had three different contracts with delivering furniture for different companies, and then I also did residential moving as well. And so we were doing pretty good. And that same life lesson I learned before came back to haunt me again. Know who you're getting in business with. And I had a good friend that I brought him into the business as a partner. I paid all the money. I got all the loans. He was just there to help me do the job. And I brought him as a partner because he was a friend. Good thing to do without the right person. He ended up embezzling. Oh, our internet keeps going out. But he ended up embezzling and stealing all the money out of the account and put our business under. And so I canceled the partnership with him, and I kept 8 of the employees, and I tried to get the ball moving again. And we worked for another 8 months. Yeah, almost a year. I went another almost a year, and I got into a position where I was renting vehicles, and I wasn't paying attention to my bottom dollar, and I wasn't tracking my income, the money very well. And so I ended up failing when COVID happened. The state of Colorado would not allow us to deliver in people's houses. It was just a lot of things happened. And at the same time, I looked at the numbers after I finally did all my accounting and I got all my numbers together. I said, I'm not doing very good. I'm not able to pay bills. And so that was a big failure on me. As I had multiple families relying on me, relying on me to provide them with income, and I failed all them because I ended up having to close the doors. And so that was a big lesson to learn. It sucks having people rely on you and you not hold up your end of it. And so that was after that business failed. That's when we moved back to Kansas City this last time. And I said, okay, what else can I do? What is something that I do enjoy that I can do without a degree, that I can run my own business? And again, demand. And I thought, well, everyone in America lives in a house, and houses are always falling apart. And so I got into remodeling, and I started doing windows and doors, and I built decks, and I concrete patios. I did everything. And I didn't know how to do any of it. I just watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I did a lot of research, and I figured out how to do these things. And at first I charged very little to do things because I just had to pay my bills. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so let's not charge too much money. And that I learned a lot by just doing. I'm a person who I learn better hands-on than through a book. And so I watched a lot of videos, and I went out and I did it. And that was when I started my remodeling company. So I started that in Kansas, and then that's when, as soon as it started doing pretty well, that's when we came here to Colorado and restarted it. So while we were in Kansas, my brother, my uncle, and my father, they all went down to Cape Canaveral for a NASA space shuttle launch. And while they were down there, they went to a cigar lounge, and they said, like, this is so cool, we want to do this. And so when they came back from the space shuttle launch, they had this dream that we're going to open a cigar lounge. And so of course I was all in. I thought that sounded awesome. So we opened up a cigar lounge. We had 2 years of remodeling on the building, and did a lot of work on the building, but opened up a cigar lounge that's now doing good. It's just entered, I would say, the black. Like, it's not making us money yet, but it's not losing money. It's paying for itself, and it's an awesome place that we have a lot of customers who are like family out there. And so that's doing good. And then we also opened up next door to that a bar, which is we have an outdoor bar, and then we also have an indoor speakeasy, which is like a hidden. In America, during the Prohibition, they you couldn't drink alcohol in America for multiple years during the Prohibition. And so what happened is people started opening up speakeasies where they had a hidden entrance with like a secret knock, and that would get you into a bar that might only fit 10 people. And so that's what we've opened up, and we're opening up. It's actually not open yet, but we're open in, I want to say end of March. We're looking at being open, and that's going to be, it has a hidden entrance. You walk into a tool shed, and you have to give a certain knock to get in, and it's so that's on the way, and that should be open in about a month. And then on top of all of that, we're moving to Minnesota now. I'm restarting my remodeling company there. I also started doing cabinets because just like everything else in my life, I don't like to rely on other people if I can do it myself. And I have a lot of confidence that I can do everything. So on top of remodeling, I also started doing woodworking, and I build cabinets, and I build furniture, and I build cutting boards and anything out of wood. That's actually what my passion is woodworking. And so I found all these other avenues to get me into there. And then on top of all of that, I'm starting with my dad, I'm starting a financial advising firm where we will be helping people with their estate planning and doing financial advising. So that's also something that's in the works now and should be happening soon.
Wow, that is fantastic. So you guys have so many ideas.
I'm
Yes,
full of them.
It's all Alex.
that is really good. So why did I want you to tell about the house which you have um
The one in
chosen
Minnesota?
in Minnesota. Yeah, tell us about that. I think that's pretty interesting house.
Oh, sorry, our Wi-Fi kind of cut out there. You said that's pretty what?
Interesting house.
Yeah, so the house itself isn't much to talk about. It's about half the size of the home we're living in now. So we're selling a lot of furniture, and we're downsizing currently. But we're moving there because of the property and the acreage. It is on 40 acres. So we'll have 40 acres of our own property, and then it's part of a larger property of 350 acres. So there will be in our 40 acres, an additional 310 acres that we get to play on. And then at our doorstep, our back door leads right to it. There's tens of thousands of acres of, I don't know if it's national forest. I think it's national forest, but it's all public, and it's all, one thing, and I don't know if India, maybe it's different, but private land out here, everyone, most of the land is private. And so finding places that you can actually go and just walk around and adventure is hard because there's just not much public land, especially in the middle of the US. And so this is a place where we have tens of thousands of acres, all public, right at our doorstep. And so we're able to every morning take our cup of coffee and go on a walk, or there's fishing streams down the hill where I can go catch trout, and there's hunting, and there's just a lot of adventure. And so that's something where, we talked earlier about our priorities, and we said our priorities are family and their adventure. That's adventure is what brought us to Colorado, and family is what's bringing us back to the Midwest. And so this house is giving us the ability to have both, where we're able to have family and go have dinner once a week with our family, but we're also able to go camping and go hiking and go fishing and go on a canoe and go paddle down the creek and all the other things that we've really wanted to do. And it's cheaper, which means that or it's cheaper living overall, which means that we're able to spend more money traveling the world and not just our local area. Because one thing that we really want to do, and it was actually in our vows when we got married, we said that we're going to see the world, and we want to see every country, and we want to, we want, there's so much out there, we want to see it. And so this gives us the opportunity to not only have adventure in our day-to-day life, but also have adventure in a bigger scheme of it too.
Wow. When are you coming to India?
I would love to. India is one of those places that I've always dreamed about going.
Yeah,
I
you
want to
should
see
do
it
it.
all.
Yeah, let me know, and I'll help you, if you need. If you need help, I will help you plan.
I'm somebody who I like to get in the nitty gritty. When I travel, I know Nicole is more okay with spending a week and just relaxing. I love getting into the culture, and I like walking all over the place and eating everything and doing as the locals do. When in Rome kind of thing.
Nice, nice. We will definitely make it a fun visit whenever you guys decide. Let me know, and we'll. I have friends all over the country. I should be able to, connect them with you.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that is one of the countries that I've since I was a little kid. I've always dreamed of going to India and going seeing India.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. It is, so many different cultures. Each state has its own culture, own language, dance, sing songs. Everything is different. So,
I can't dance, but I'll try.
what did you say?
I said I can't dance, but I will try.
When you come to India, you will dance. The energy of that place will make you dance. So you are going to do it. And, so you have been in Minnesota, Kansas, Iowa, and Colorado now. You will be in Minnesota. You have been already in Kansas, Iowa, and Colorado for significant amount of time. And then I want to ask one question to you, Nicole. When Alex is trying all these ideas and everything, and he is failing, or there is financial problems. How did you handle it? I mean, I don't know. When I and Sunita had financial problems, oh my God, life felt really, 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 really hard. And it took us several years to get out of those problems, but it was very hard. What were your thoughts when this was happening to you?
I think at first it was very difficult, and because we were so young at the time, 22, 23, and he's trying all these different things, and nothing was really sticking at the time. But I think probably a few years in, maybe when we were like 25 or so probably about 5 years ago, I knew him so much more. I knew him so much better than I did when I was 21. And I think we were both growing as a couple and growing individually. And I knew that I could trust him and he's going to support me. And so it's gotten a lot, my trust has gotten a lot better over time, but I won't lie, it was hard. And he is someone who likes change and, likes to be going, is a big reason why we moved a lot, which is okay. But I think now even when he has hard times, if I have an idea or an opinion on something, I'll give it to him. He might not take it, but
I'll listen.
You listen, and I have faith that it's all going to work out. And I think we both have kind of figured that out as well over the last couple of years, that everything's going to be okay.
Wow.
I think a big part of it, honestly, was our understanding that, we're in this together and we're going to find a way, because there's only one way, and that is to be successful and to continue until we are. And so I think us having that understanding that, like, especially after my moving company failed, that was very stressful and very hard on both of us. And I felt like a failure, and I think that having her as my backbone and having her relying on me, but also her giving me confidence and giving me letting me know I'm not a failure, I think gave me the ability to keep trying, because I about hung my hat up. When that business failed, I felt like a complete failure, and I actually went and got a job. It was the first thing I did when that failed, is I went and got a job and worked for someone else. And it only lasted a couple weeks, because I told her, I can't do this. I can't work for somebody else. I need to work on my own dream and do this for myself. And I can't stand working for someone else. And I told her that, and and she believed in me and said, well, what are you going to do, kind of thing. And so I found a way to make it happen, but it wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the understanding and the communication to be able to talk about that and have her as, have Nicole as my backbone.
I mean, when I invested a lot of money in the stock market and I lost it, oh my God, I felt the same way. I felt I was a failure. I was like, what the hell did I do? How could I do this to my wife? And how could I be so stupid? All kinds of thoughts went through me. And I was thinking, what is all this about? How many degrees I have, all of this. And I felt like I amounted to nothing. And luckily, Sunita was like, it's okay. We'll move on. We'll move on. And it took us 2 years of, I mean, we really ate potatoes and tomatoes, and we just like completely cut down all our expenses and just really paid off all the stupid loans I created. And having her not one time saying, how could you do this to me, was helpful. If she had said that to me, I think I would have lost my confidence so much. So that was, and of course, after that, I never made that mistake again. But that was having a wife who trusted me and said, we can make this happen. We'll get out of this. So that really helped.
I consider that the stupid tax. Sometimes stupid decisions cost more than other ones. And that was a stupid tax, was,
Yes.
a learning lesson. I just like you talked about eating potatoes and tomatoes. We are meat eaters, and I know Shravan, you talked about how you don't, but I went for a year and a half where we didn't buy any meat from the store. I went out and I hunted all of it because we couldn't afford meat. So we didn't have the money to do that stuff because that meant not paying bills. And so I went out and I hunted everything. Squirrel and rat. It didn't matter if it moved. I was hunting it and we were eating it. And so that's we did what we had to do, and we paid our debts and we paid our bills, and
Wow,
counted it up for a stupid tax. So it was a learning moment.
Yes. I always tell myself, I'm glad that I failed in such a big way when I was 30. I didn't, if I had failed it like that at 50, think about how bad it would be. Because I learned so many lessons at that moment. And so it really, I took all that whole thing as a big lesson. I said, I'm never going to make this happen to my kids, my wife, and created a backup plan to a backup plan. And I had like everything, So Nicole, Akanksha wants to know, what do you do from your daily life, you could say?
Yeah, so right after we got married, I became a bridal stylist, which means that I was helping brides find their wedding dress. So I did that it was almost 8 years. So when we moved to Colorado Springs in the fall of last year, I decided to not keep doing that because retail is hard. It's just hard hours. I absolutely love my job and I miss it a lot. But I think especially we've been wanting to start a family for a while, and I would have to work weekends, and I didn't want to have to work weekends. He especially didn't want me working weekends. So I decided to not do that. And luckily, this was not the plan when we moved to Colorado, but I started helping Alex with his remodeling and would go to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
And
she can do it all, from doing flooring and painting and trim. She's my best employee.
So I helped him. I wasn't technically getting paid, but I was helping him get jobs done faster. And I was still applying to jobs last year, but nothing. I was barely even getting interviews, and it was very discouraging. So luckily that worked out for us really well. And now that I'm pregnant, I'm planning on just staying home with the baby and hopefully just, not having to put her in daycare. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I think with Alex's determination and confidence that won't be a problem.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Any questions for Alex and Nicole from your side? Anyone? Because I am just talking and I'm not giving any of them an opportunity at all to ask questions.
We're just gonna start calling on people.
Anyone? Are you able to understand their accent?
Yeah.
Chandan, Taran, all of you? Okay.
Oh,
Okay, good.
not asking me. Yeah, I can.
I know you can. Yeah, I wanted to. So good. So
Karan,
Alex,
can I ask a question to them?
yes, go ahead, Shailaja. Shailaja is
Yeah.
a classmate of mine. We graduated from chemical engineering in 1990.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted you to share what are the tips that you don't want our youngsters to repeat, which you had seen in your life. So, our group of Thop Global Family is like we share from our past experiences, and so that the youngsters are smarter than us, they learn from our mistakes and don't repeat it. So, what tips you would share to them that they don't repeat the mistakes that we have faced in our lives, especially both of you, because you had a very good exposure. And we are really so grateful to you that you spared time to share your experiences.
Absolutely. Very well said.
Absolutely. I would say first off, and this was a couple of things, I guess, but my first one is a lesson that I had to learn over and over and over before I actually learned it. And that was to be a man of your word or be a woman of your word. If you're going to say something, do it. Saying no is powerful. If you don't want to do it, say no, and be a person of your word. That was something where I used to say yes to things I didn't want to do, or I would say, "Oh, I can do that," and I couldn't do it, or I didn't do it. And so, being a man of my word and sticking to my word and understanding my own thoughts and stuff, but really that was something that I had to learn over and over was lying, not even lying, but saying you're going to do something and not doing it makes everyone around you not trust you and not believe in you. And when push comes to shove and they need someone to rely on, you are not the person they're going to rely on. And that was something that I had to learn for sure. And I think failing is what taught me that. Being a failure and I wouldn't say being a failure, but failing multiple times caused me to look at myself and say, I'm the reason that happened because I didn't do what I said I was going to do, which is provide these people their income and provide Nicole a life and provide ourselves things. And so that's a huge one. And I think also asking for help is a huge thing. I don't like to ask for help, and I believe I can do anything, but I've been in a couple very dark places, and I think that asking for help and reaching out is one of the biggest things you can do, because you don't know everything and you never will know everything, but the people around you and their past experiences and everyone's got something to teach you. And so reaching out and asking for help, I would say that's my other huge thing.
Yeah, and I think just always giving it your all, and even when it gets hard, you're not giving up. And if you need to ask for help, you're asking for help. You're just finding a way to get through those tough times. And I think another thing that very personal for me, but believing in yourself and having confidence in whatever you're wanting to do, that you can do it. Alex has all the confidence for me and I struggled a lot with that. And I didn't believe in myself, and I had things that I wanted to do, and I didn't do them because I thought I couldn't. So I think just having confidence and believing in yourself and doing it.
Yep. Like I said earlier, if there's something you want to do, manifest it, find out what it is you want to do, and then figure out what are the steps that you have to take in order to accomplish that, and then break those steps down into manageable things that you can actually do, and then just track it. Put it on your mirror and look at it every day. Put it as your phone background, whatever it is. But if there's something you want, go after it with a plan.
Wow. Very well said. I put this. There is a book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word, do not take anything personally, do not make assumptions, and always do your best. These are the four things, and it is a beautiful book. So the first, this is what you are saying: be impeccable with your word, is what you are trying to tell when you said say yes. So thank you for that. And I don't know whether you're reading these messages. Chandan just said you are just amazing couple, Nicole and Alex. And then Akanksha said Nicole is blessed with a superhuman for an husband.
Yes.
Oh, I see a question here by Sri.
Yeah.
How did you market yourself to others to accept and get into a contract with you and your company when I started business with no experience and make them trust? That's an easy one for me to answer. I told them I could do it. I told them that I might not know how to do this perfectly. I might mess up, but I'm gonna research it. I'm gonna figure out the right way to do it, and I will do it to the best I can. And if there's any issues, I will fix those issues. And I was honest. I was upfront, and I told them that I will find a way to do it. I will, whatever it takes, I will make it happen. But I will research it and I will do it to the best of my ability. And I won't stop until you're happy, kind of thing. And that is how I conduct business still that same way. Every customer I meet, there's always new things. There's always new things I'm trying, and I will always do it to the best I can. And I won't stop until it's finished correctly.
How would you create yourself?
What? How do I market myself? Oh, yeah. So a lot of Facebook and a lot of they say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I get in front of people and I talk a lot. And so I'm constantly looking. I'm constantly searching for opportunities. And when I see an opportunity, even if it's like, oh, that's a scary opportunity because I don't know how to do it and it's really big job or whatever it may be, I reach out to them and I say, hey, I can do this. And I'm honest again, but I tell them that I can get it done. And people believe it. And I think they believe me because I believe in me. And so my confidence and my ability to figure things out gives them the confidence that I will figure it out.
Wow. Maybe one of the things we need to do before you guys leave the house, you are leaving very quickly, is I think we need to get you need to make I need to hire you to make something for me so that I'll remember you both.
Yeah.
Aww.
I can make you a cutting board or whatever.
Let me talk to Sunita.
Yeah.
And we'll do that so that way, you'll be in my thoughts. And I know I told you just the other day, I said, you guys are going to do really well. Did I not say that to you, Alex?
You did.
I did not even know this whole story. I just knew the way you both were carrying yourself, and you're so young, and the way you were carrying yourself, I said, how could these people do this way? The way you are carrying yourself. And so very well done. Thank you so much for, we went 15 minutes past. what we agreed on, and thank you for being there. Any final thoughts, anyone? Sangeeta, Shri, anyone? At least tell what you thought about this. Give any comments.
Can I actually say one more thing real quick?
Yes, please.
I just want to say, because I don't know, obviously I don't know what everyone's or anyone's situation here on, where you are in life or what you're doing in life, but, there, it's never too late to start. And, like I slept on park benches for you. I was homeless for a year before we met. I slept on park benches. I was homeless. I've been depressed. She's been depressed. We've been, trying to have a baby. It took us years because it just, there's some medical things where it wasn't supposed to happen. Or statistically, it wasn't supposed to happen. And it has. And a part of that is, we personally have a strong faith in God. And I think that helped a lot, but, it was never, no matter the situation, whether I was homeless or whether we were swallowed up in debt or we were, asking God for things that we didn't think would happen. We always had faith that things will go to plan, and it might not be our plan, but we had faith that things will always work out. And I think that's a big thing for everyone, no matter where you're at in life, to know that it'll happen, and it'll happen at the right time in the right place.
Wow. Nicely said. Akanksha, do you think you can say any few words?
Yes, thank you. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Hi. It was really. I'm Akanksha. I am from this state called Jharkhand in India. It's on the east side of India on the map. So first things first. Happy Sunday. Is it Sunday already there? No, not
No,
yet.
Saturday.
No, not yet.
Okay. So I had the opportunity of listening to both of you on a very fine Sunday morning. It's getting really cold here, but I don't think I can complain about it because it gets even more cold that side of the world. But it's relatively it's colder for us, and we have sun out here, so it's beautiful. So when Shravan sir shared on the group that he's going to invite two people to talk, I had different expectations. I thought probably he'll be bringing people, very qualified professionals, to share about something of, I don't know, something technical. But this was so relatable, real human talking in front of me. And oh my God, both of you are such amazing human beings. Really relatable. I cannot find another word. Thank you for thank you, sir, and thank you both of you for giving me an avenue into the kind of lives that people are living, because I'm 25 and people here, I mean, anywhere, I suppose, especially for our generation, we shut ourselves off. Very few people are very honest about sharing their struggles, sharing their stories, their insecurities. People my generation are very prone to sharing the good things and the shiny things of their life. So and in that, you feel, if I am feeling a certain way, is this just me, or is it also the way life is these days? That is like a usual question. But happy to hear that no, like, people do have similar experiences, and yet they fight, they stand the ground, they trust, they find love, they can make like a good family. It's really nice hearing both of you talk about your experiences. Shravan sir, I would appreciate you as well for taking the conversation. I think it was very well. All the questions that he asked, every time I would think, oh my God, I want her to ask this, and it would be out there. So thank you, sir. I think you also did well. Thank you.
Thank
All the best to both of you. I hope you share the picture of your daughter once she's here, because I'd really love to see her. And all the best to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful to hear.
Akanksha lives in a city called Ranchi, which I have not been. She said I can come there. So I am planning to, in my next trip, I'm going to go there. So Alex and Nicole, on behalf of Akanksha, I'm inviting you to run
Please do.
to
Please
that
do. I'd be
city of
happy.
Ranchi.
Yes, please do. I'd be happy to have such lovely people.
We would love to. That's I backpacked around Europe when I got out of high school. I took about a month and a half, and I backpacked Europe, and a lot of everywhere I stayed, we had a lot of exchange students growing up in my house, and so I stayed with everyone and their family, and their if they didn't have family there, they'd call a friend, and it was so much fun getting to actually know the people who live there and having friends, friends all over the world. So if we come out there, we would love to meet up with you.
Yes, please do.
So good. And there are some messages that were put in there. You can see. Abhinav Shri said, "Thank you, Alex and Nicole, for giving your valuable time to talk with us." Tarun said, "Thank you, Alex and Nicole." Amulya said, "Thank you, Alex and Nicole. Thank you, team." And Sangeeta said, "Loved listening to you, Alex and Nicole. Thank you for your time and energy." Good. Any Sriviji, do you want to say anything? You're the only one who didn't say. Oh, and even Ashrita. Ashrita, do you want to say something? Anything? Okay. So, Alex and Nicole, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much. I will definitely contact you, within the next couple of days, and we'll see, what kind of memory we can, we can create. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys watch football there. I imagine it's probably everywhere. But go Chiefs!
Yes. Go what?
Go Chiefs!
Oh yeah, you are from
I'm from
Kansas.
Kansas City. Yep, and my home team is in the Super Bowl. So tomorrow's gonna be a fun day.
Yes, your team has been doing pretty well for the last several years,
Uh-huh.
Alex.
Yeah.
So I guess you should enjoy it as long as it lasts, huh?
As long as it lasts, I'll take every bit of it.
Yes. Have a great day and good luck to your Chiefs. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.